What's up, everybody? Doing what I said I was gonna do. A couple of days ago on Facebook, I wrote down that I was gonna video record and explain my previous relationships, the problems, my faults, their faults, get into it, and doing all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one this morning before I go to work. I might do another one at work, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and do one before I go to work. Before I get into that, though, there's a couple of things I want to explain. I want to send a message out to my exes. I'm not going to say your names, so you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about people going, yo, you used to date my me, yo, you do such and such, yo, he was talking about you on Facebook. You don't got to worry about that. So, I'm not going to say your names, but you will know, pretty much, this is about you because of the situation that I'm going to be talking about. So you're going to know it's you. And you're going to have code names and nicknames. Either a nickname that I gave you or a code name that refers to you or your personality or something. So that you'll get that. And people that are close to me will know exactly who it is, and people that are not close to me, they won't know. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright. Another thing I want to go ahead and get my faults that are probably going to be basically going to be in all the relationships. These are my faults that are going to be in every single relationship I've ever had. My first one is that I'm very impatient. I'm not an impatient man. I can't be impatient when it comes to relationships. I can't be patient when it comes to relationships. I'm very, and it's not even my way of the highway type thing. It's more of a like, you said you're gonna do this, you gotta do it now, So it's like, hey, you said you're gonna change, you gotta change right now, No, don't change tomorrow, don't change next week, change that, right now. So, and I have to learn that I got to be more patient with people because they can't change overnight, and I can't change overnight. It's things that girls wanted me to change about and I couldn't change overnight, and I'm expecting them to change overnight. I don't know, it's just my personality. In general, I'm impatient in general, so I got to deal with that. Another one is that I can let things easily get to me. When it comes to relationships, I can nag about shit. That shouldn't have been nagged about. I can literally sit there and go, yo, I'm a fucking nag about this shit until she fixes it, which I shouldn't. If you already said how you felt about something, you move on from it. You let that person grow from it. Let them realize it's wrong. If they continue to do it, then you say it one more time, and if they continue to do it after that, they don't really give a shit about what you're saying, so you need to just leave. I recently started doing this tactic. Before that, I would say before my last girlfriend, oh man, no, I was a fucking nagger, and I'll admit that shit. Like, I would just be like, yo, I was just nagging 24/7 about this shit, and can't do that, can't nag about shit. If that's something you really do. And it's a female trait too, so, it kind of sucks as a dude to have this trait. It's a fucking bitch trait. Like, it's a female trait to be nagging about nothing. So, I kind of felt like, damn, I'm being a bitch doing this. So, that's pretty much why I had to, like, cut the shit out. Like, it was like, yo, I'm fucking being a bitch right now, nagging about that. Like, let me stop being a bitch, yo. So I had to cut it out. So my last girlfriend, I really didn't nag much. I just told her how I felt about a lot of shit. She might say it's nagging, but me, it wasn't. I just told her how I felt about a lot of shit. And I told her how that shit bothered me. And, are we gonna fix it? What are we gonna do to fix it? And it was like, I don't know. So, but I'll get into her later on. Right now, I'm on a whole different level. So, the first girlfriend I'm gonna get into is called the Lover. The reason why she's called the Lover is because she never wanted to fight about anything. Like, she always wanted to just be loving. She didn't like fighting at all. So I call her a lover. Now, a lot of you chicks out there, a lot of you exes are saying this is you. It's not. I know a lot of you think it is you. It's not. The one that it is, she's not even on my Facebook. So if you're on my Facebook, it's not you. So she's not even on my Facebook, but some of her friends are on my Facebook. And if you are a friend of her and you want to post this up on your page so she can see it, go right ahead. I don't mind. It's okay. But this one's called The Love. The things that I like about her. She was very beautiful. You know, like she was gorgeous. Like I mean, out of all the girls I've dated, she had to be like in the top 5 that was, you know, beautiful amongst the others. You know, so she stood alone against me. 2, she had a great personality. Like she had every trait that I was looking for in a woman. You know, she was smart. She knew how to be funny a little bit. I mean, she didn't make me laugh as much as I could make her laugh, but she knew how to have fun. You know, she had a sense of humor. That made a big difference. You know, there's some girls out there that just don't have sense of humor, and I can't stand that. You know what I mean? I'm a silly person. I like to be funny. I like to have fun. And if you don't have a sense of humor, you gotta go. You know, if you all serious all the time, it's like, disappear. I don't want to be around you. So she didn't know how to make me laugh as much as I knew how to make her laugh, but she knew how to have fun. And that was the bottom line. She knew how to have fun. She had a sense of humor. She was caring. You know, this is part of her personality. I'm still in the personality stage. She was caring. You know, I don't meet a lot of girls that care about your feelings and also her feelings. Like she still kept her feelings first, but she cared enough not to try to hurt you. You know, and if I'd have kept the relationship going, she would have been a good backbone girl. You know, and what I mean by backbone girl is someone that has your back no matter what. Like she basically is down through thick and thin. Like, you know, she's right there, and she helps you build to a better person. You know, and she could have been a great backbone girl if I'd have kept the relationship going. You know, and right now I'm kind of hurting for that because, you know, I don't see a lot of good backbone girls out there. There's mostly girls out there for themselves and what can you do for me type chicks. And I don't really want that. Like, it's a two-way street. You know, I can do something for you, you can do something for me. It shouldn't be just about you. And she knew how to do both. Like, she knew how to care about herself, but also care about you as well. So she was a great backbone girl. You know, tying into she had a great, you know, she cared a lot about whoever she was dating. And her family too. In general, she cared about them as well. And her friends and all that stuff. So yeah. She was emo. Now, for those who don't know this, I like emo girls. I've dated 3 emo chicks in my entire life. She was one. I love emo girls. I think emo girls are very, very sexy. You know, and for those who don't know what emo girls are, those are girls that dress kind of dark. You know, have like tattoos everywhere, you know, piercings everywhere. You know, she was one of the emo girls that I dated. You know, I only dated 3. She was one. You know, she didn't have a lot of piercings everywhere and nothing like that, but she did dress really emo. Like she had the skulls and you know, the emo skulls, the regular skulls. Like she dressed like that. You know, so, and she liked that I don't dress emo. I would say I used to dress like that. Now I'm a suit and tie guy. So it's crazy. I'm a suit and tie guy now. I used to dress, you know, Chuck Taylors and fucking nice little Jordans, sneakers with skulls on them. I had those. I don't have it anymore. I still have them, but I just dress suits now. You know what I mean? You barely see me without a suit on now. You might see me in regular clothes once in a while, but most of the time you see me in suits. But this is not about me. But anyway, she was emo girl, and I really think emo girls are sexy shit. So that right there was a turn on. Getting into the things that I didn't like and the things that made me leave. Alright, there was really nothing about her I didn't like, you know. And this is why this is me being a bad guy. There was really nothing I didn't like about her. She was a good girl. You know, she didn't do me dirty. I didn't do her dirty. But I felt like I didn't want to be in a relationship with her. The first reason being is I hate long distance relationships. She lived 2 hours away from me. You know. And I hated long distance relationships. I really do. I didn't like that. You know what I mean? I don't like traveling. And at the time I was a school bus driver, so I wasn't making shit anyway. I didn't like traveling. You know. And she had her job, but she wasn't making that much either. But she would travel to me, you know. And I felt bad because I would always tell her to come to me instead of me going to her. And when I did go to her, I went a couple of times. You know, I just didn't like the travel. You know, I don't like the long distance shit. You know, and what I consider a long distance is like an hour away. If you're an hour away, that's fucking long distance to me. Like, I don't want to do it. You know, it's just too much. You know, it's too much. And she lived 2 hours away, and I just didn't feel like driving all the time to go see her. And I mean, some people can do the long distance thing. I'm that guy that I can't do it. I really can't do the long distance thing. I would like to see my girlfriend more than once a month, and that's how it was. We only see each other once a month, and it sucked, you know, because we want to see each other more. Now these issues, I mean, the long distance thing was the real reason I broke up. But the next issues and the issues after that are pretty much my own insecurities, my fault, you know, because I shouldn't have been that way. And I'll explain in detail when I get to it. The first one is I felt like she didn't argue enough with me. And I know it sounds stupid, like, you know, your girl don't argue enough with you, like, why are you mad about it? You should be happy. And you're right, I should have been happy with that, but for some reason I wasn't. I wasn't happy that we didn't argue about a lot of stuff. You know, well, not even a lot of stuff, a little stuff. Like, I felt like we should have argued a little bit, you know. I mean, where I grew up at is that everyone I grew up with always said it's okay to argue a little bit. That means that person cares about you. You know, it's a problem when they don't argue with you. Then that's an issue. We need to check that out. And I felt like because we didn't argue, it's like, damn, you know, is there an issue going on? Is there an issue going on? I mean, it was nothing wrong. There was no issue going on. It was just me listening to some people and thinking that was what's supposed to happen. Thinking that, hey, you know, argument it's supposed to happen. But it's not, you know. So me being a dumbass, I would pick fights too, you know. And she wouldn't argue with me at all. Like, I would pick fights. We would have a discussion, and then we would make up. And I would be mad at the fact that we didn't argue. And like now I'll slap myself for it. Like, damn, you know, that was a stupid ass thing. That was a dick move. Like, I was mad that we argued. I didn't argue with her. That's dumb. Like, I'm being an asshole right now. So, but then at that time I was like, why is she not arguing with me? Like, why I'm picking fights on purpose? And she's not saying that. She don't care. She don't give a fuck about me. And fuck that. Not realizing that she did care, and that's why she did argue with me. That she cared so much that she was like, look, I'm not gonna argue. We can discuss this, have a discussion about it, solve the problem, fix it. Now I'm wishing I had girls like that. You know what I mean? So like, it's sorry. But now I'm wishing I had a girl like that. Like, oh shit, I wish I had a girl that I can just have a discussion with and fix the problem and it never comes up again. Nowadays, it's like, I gotta fucking argue with a chick and make her understand where I'm coming from. And I'm mad about that because I fucked up. That was a good girl that I did something stupid to because of me being an idiot. So that was my fault. The next one, again, is my fault. And it's not a big issue, but it could have been fixed. And I didn't want to fix it. I was being an asshole and being lazy, and I didn't want to fix it. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. I'm a big freak. I like to be freaky shit. Like, especially when I'm in a relationship with a girl, I like to be really freaky. I like to be really crazy. Like, not too crazy. I'm not into SM and shit like that. But I like to get really, really freaky with my girlfriend. And before her, I had a lot of girlfriends that were freaks. So that was good. But when I met her, it was plain and it was boring to me because we didn't do anything freaky. We just did plain stuff because she didn't know how to be freaky like that. And instead of coming to her and saying, "Hey, look, you know, this is boring. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's be freaky. Let's, you know, if you don't know how to do it, I'll teach you how to be freaky." You know what I mean? Instead, I was just bored by it, and I was like, oh, sex, really? I don't want to do it, you know. And it was one of the reasons that, you know, just made me break far apart away from her even more. And again, you really can't teach nobody how to be freaky, but you can show them some things and help them out and be like, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, you know, and open their minds to being freaky, you know, because maybe nobody done that with them. Nobody opened their minds to being freaky. And I was already opened up to that era and liked it. Said, oh shit, this is what I want to do. So maybe I should have done that, but I didn't. Instead, I just was like, fuck it, I want, you know, sex is going, I'm not going to have sex with it. And that again, made me an asshole because I didn't talk to her about it. One, I didn't even mention it to her. She probably doesn't know. You know, she definitely doesn't know. I didn't mention it to her. I should have mentioned it to her. But I did, you know, because I was an asshole. And at that time, I was still like, she should just know, you know. So, and again, I was still growing. But there's no excuse for none of the shit I was doing. But that was that issue. And again, that was my fault. And this is why